on. It's picking up.
Okay.
Welcome back to another episode of Two Drunk Guys and a Football Podcast. Well, Marcus is the drunk guy, but I'm your boy and host, Skinny Domestic.
And Marcus the Hammer Mary.
Another week 3 of NFL down in the books. On to week 4. We'll recap week 3, college football week 4. Again, if you weren't here last week, I cannot drink for another 3 episodes due to medical reasons. Unfortunately, it sucks, but I gotta do it. Otherwise, if I try to push it, then I'm gonna be screwed and out even longer. So, might as well do what the women in my life tell me.
Never do what the women in life tell you.
Another week of me drinking out of the horn because the Vikings lost. The disrespect that I continue to bring to this Vikings horn.
Yeah. Vikings are just got to be the best 0-3 team I've ever seen in my entire life. They have talent all over. The defense has played better. They just can't finish. Playing sloppy football. I feel like O'Connell has not done a good job getting that team ready to play.
Yeah, so they lost 28-4. You projected them to win by 3, which I was like, oh shit, this might actually happen.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, over 3 games they have 9 turnovers with a -7.
Yeah.
With a -7 differential.
Should have had another one. Alexander Madison fumbled it.
And that goal line bullshit. Early whistle got that fast.
I mean, it didn't make a difference.
Yeah, it really didn't. But
and Brandon Staley's a dumbass and went for it. Minnesota's like what 30?
Yeah,
40?
but that's always been since he been a head coach. He'll go for it like that.
Yeah,
but
it was dumb.
when you have 6'6" Justin Herbert,
he wasn't big enough for that stout Vikings defense, dog.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys aren't running the Philly. The Philly. They're calling it the brotherly push now, or somebody on Reddit saw it on Reddit, and then now like on Twitter they're trying to push it called the brotherly push.
That's funny.
So, fuck you guys. Whoever keeps trying to, it needs to be banned. Fuck you. Are we gonna ban Patty Mahomes from throwing the ball to Travis Kelce or?
You're right. Jalen Hurts is a one-trick pony. So,
dude, it's so. And the thing is like the Bucs stopped it twice last night. We ran it again, and we still ended up getting the touchdown and the first down both times. But like, the Bucs were able to stop it at least once or twice. It's not like it's not stoppable. So we'll just continue with the NFL news since we started with that with the Chargers Vikings. With that game, Mike Williams tore his ACL, which him getting injured was inevitable, but unfortunately it's a season-long injury. Yeah, unlike the hamstring or the other, the other random things that he would do. So
Quentin Johnson and Josh Palmer priority ads,
and at tight end, Parham Jr. almost had 2 touchdowns too.
I saw that. What happened to Gerald Everett? Because he was still kind of okay.
He almost had a touchdown. He was 1 yard short.
Yeah.
But Parham, they used Parham a lot in the red zone compared to Gerald Everett, surprisingly. But
he's huge though.
Mm-hmm.
Parham's like 6'6", isn't he, or bigger?
Yeah, and then you got good old Keenan Allen looking like he's 24 years old again in the league.
God. I could have traded. I could have had a trade with Keenan Allen. Don't regret it though.
When JJ went down, what was going through your head?
Torn ACL. You want to know why? Because Bo thought it was Achilles. I didn't think it was Achilles once. Well, granted, he was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing. It was weird.
They said it was a cramp.
Yeah, but once he went, he stepped outside of his frame, and that's usually once ACL tears happen. Because you're going trying to cut quick, and then I was like, oh, well, that's the story of the Vikings season.
0-16, here we come.
Yeah,
luckily, it was just a cramp and was able to come back. Next games, we got the Packers, fourth quarter comeback, 18-17 against the Saints. Derek Carr got hurt, which they were up 17-0 when that happened. And then their offense couldn't do anything. Winston looked rough. And it just seemed like the play calling, just like you get up 17-0 fourth quarter, it's like, all right, we're just going to try to run the ball, run at the clock. But their offense looked terrible. And it's not even like Carr has looked great. They've been good. But Winston did not look good.
3 weeks of Jordan Love playing pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, fantasy-wise, he's getting close to. You got to kind of start him. You can't ignore it.
Well, and he you going in the fourth quarter, you're down 17-0. You know, he was frustrated on the sideline because they couldn't get anything going. AJ Dillon did not look good, and
he hasn't. He hasn't looked good at all.
And I just love that Aaron Jones when he gets up and comes back. I'm like, it's gonna be nice. Yeah. Well, again, he's doing it without some of his key starters.
You think Christian Watson's gonna eat?
I think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
he's
so
done.
too.
He's done really well feeding these other guys
that aren't good.
Yeah. And as soon as Christian Watson comes back, I fully expect him to just 8 to 10 catches, if not more. And
I have him in my league, and I'm just sitting on him,
just waiting.
Because I was thinking about trading him or I have what's his nuts, Cortland Sutton. I was thinking about trading one of them, but I was like, I'm keeping both. Dude, Sutton's looked good.
Cortland Sutton is wide receiver 1 right now for him.
Yep.
In terms of
surprisingly,
yeah. Well, Marvin Mims, I wasn't going to talk about the Broncos. Well, I guess we are going to talk about the Broncos game. Getting their shit rocked defensively. Pat Surtain has looked terrible compared to last year.
He was a rock solid corner last year too.
And 70-20, dude. The Dolphins just. There's a point where I get it. Run up, whatever. If your offense is rolling, your offense is rolling. They scored 3 touchdowns on the secondary team, but both running backs had 4 total touchdowns. He came out and said he doesn't want. It's not a chain. It's a Chan or Chan, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Devon A. Chan. Number 1 priority ad in fantasy. You know, tomorrow I bet in waivers he'll be the number 1 guy picked up, and deservedly so. I don't know how I feel because then Mostert's gonna be or not Mostert. What's his face? The other 49ers back that they traded for last year.
Oh, Jeff Wilson Jr.
So I don't know how I feel about
what happens when that comes into play.
Yeah, because Achane, he looked good. I mean, he was explosive. I mean, if you told me that you were going to have Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Mostert, and Achane in a 4x1, they'd probably be,
out of
Olympic gold medalists.
Out of their top, the top speeds in the NFL, I think all 4 of them hold the top 5 recorded speeds so far. The Broncos offense didn't actually look bad. It's hard to compete with 70 points when they're doing that, and your defense can't. The Broncos defense, I thought it was still good. I thought they were, but I mean the biggest thing is
I don't think it's bad.
Pat Surtain has not looked good.
It's Tyreek Hill, dude.
Well, it's not even that. He had, again, they were already but he had the touchdown that Chosen Robinson scored was on him. Robbie Chosen Robinson, or Anderson, or whatever the hell his last name is.
It's Robbie Chosen.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's Robbie Chosen. Stupidest name.
Yeah.
Why can't he be good? If you're gonna change your name like that, if you're gonna be like that, like Chad Ochocinco, okay, it makes sense. He was a top 5 guy his whole career. Robbie Chosen, that's the stupidest name.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It'll be interesting to see. I think the Broncos bounce back again. Their offense has not looked bad. It's getting that defense to.
I'm worried about Russell Wilson. I'm going to say it after 3 weeks and all we saw last year. I thought that Russell Wilson was injury. I'm worried about Russell Wilson. He hasn't looked like Russ.
Yeah, again, some of the highest pressure on his snaps, and then but he's had two 300-yard passing games. He's thrown for 6 touchdowns, which I don't think he got to 6 until week 12. It took him a while to do some of that stuff.
But he just doesn't look right. Him and whatever happened to him and what's his face, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson before the massages was looking good, but
it's because he's not getting those massages now. All right.
You think he was getting them the whole time?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Making him feel good. Another upset was the Colts with the Ravens.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, dude, I did not expect that at all.
He played okay.
Yeah, the Ravens came out looking good, and then all of a sudden we're tied again. Justin Tucker missed a kick.
And he didn't have enough for it. That was weird. He was most accurate kicker in the world, and came up a couple yards short. He would have.
And think about it, his power, like in Madden, his like ratings, like he's like a 99 power, 99 kick, or whatever. And Madden's probably like, well, you didn't get that 99 power anymore, so we're gonna drop you down to 98 because you were short. Yeah, I was because it was like a 60. Wasn't his
61?
Yeah, which
he hit 65. He broke the record. And
65 or 66, one of those.
Yeah, he broke the record.
So you'd think like that would be something he could do, but
yeah,
everybody thought it was a for sure thing. But yeah, the Colts. It'll be interesting to see what happens with, because Minshew can actually, I think, throw the ball compared to. I think he throws the ball better than where Richardson's at right now. Clearly.
Yes, but here's the thing, for that team. I think if I'm a Colts owner, if I'm the Colts coaches and everything, I'm ecstatic for how good Anthony Richardson's looked.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm scared of is that dude's going to not last.
Yeah. Well, yeah. 2 games in, he's already getting concussed.
Yeah.
So.
But everything that he's done, he's literally done it in like 3 quarters. He hasn't even played 2 full games. It's been like 3 quarters of him doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when he comes back how that offense rolls. Just because I think Minshew's a better passer to move the ball. Like when you need to move the ball downfield, don't rely on your legs, don't take the hits. But it was a good little upset to see the Ravens go down, and the Bengals are looking at it like, oh, we finally got a win. We're not 0-3 now, so and the Ravens are 2-1, so you're still realistically in the division. So.
The Bengals and the Jags, man, it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Super upsetting so far.
Yeah, it's
super upsetting.
2 very disappointing things.
Well, in the Jags last week against the Texans, this previous week was against the Texans, they did exactly what the Vikings did. Kill yourself with turnovers and can't get anything going at that point.
But no one looks good. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look good.
Calvin really had the great week 1, and then after that it just...
Maybe I was wrong about Calvin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still early. I'm hoping that Doug Peterson can take that team and get it together, but it has not looked good.
No. And then the biggest upset of the week, down goes Dallas.
We dem girls.
Yeah. Dak throws the game-losing interception. Don't know what the hell this meant. We got a screen. Like, there was a picture of, like, the field, from like his perspective or like behind. I don't know what this man saw where he's like, I'm gonna throw this pass. There was there was Kaiser White at the beginning of the end zone, and then there was a dude, like a DB, literally sitting there. So if it doesn't get to Kaiser White and Kaiser White doesn't pick it off, that other DB is either picking it off or knocking it down. I do not know what Dak saw when he threw that. Just terrible.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna officially say it. Dak sucks.
He does.
Dak is not good. Amari Cooper saying Dak is the Black Kirk Cousins is Dak's ceiling. Well, Dak is not that.
Well, think about it. A couple of years ago, he was leading the league in all the stats, like exactly like Kirk Cousins was until Dak got hurt. But they were also 1-2 or 1-3. Like, they weren't winning.
Yeah, but here's the difference.
Garbage time stats.
Here's the difference. Dak Prescott plays on probably, besides the 49ers, the most stacked roster in the NFL. A good offensive line, a great defense, like I said they'd be. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. It's a good defense. It played bad. It's a great
above
defense.
Average.
It's better than the Eagles.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Even without Trayvon Diggs, it is.
No.
Yeah, it is. But
you're insane.
Good wide receiver core above it. Really good wide receiver core. Decent tight ends. Good running backs. Good all around. And can't get it done. Dak is terrible. They literally, honestly, at this point, they would be better off trading Dak for what they could and getting someone like Jimmy G, because at least he could manage the games. And
yeah. Well, the other one too is they play the Pats this week, and now the Cowboys are throwing a fit because Zeke's on the Pats and Will Grier is now on the Pats, and they're like, oh, they know our signs, and it's like. Now they're like, oh, in a week we got to implement new signs, because it's like, well, what do you expect when you don't have these guys on your team anymore? Like, you think these guys just
Cowboys players are saying that?
Like, the media just we got to implement new signs because these players were in our training camps or know what we're doing, or they're going to steal our signs. It's like, well, yeah, like, what do you think happens when a player, you trade a player? Like, let's say CMC was on the Panthers, so it's not a huge deal, but like, if the Panthers played the Niners, you don't think CMC at any point is going to be like, oh, this is what we were doing on this, or they're going to give pointers. Any player that played for a previous team is going to say something, and they're going to look to guys like that for help. It may not make an impact, but it's gonna be talked about at some point in time.
I would be surprised if New England came out and beat the Cowboys.
You would be surprised or wouldn't be surprised?
I would be surprised if New England beat the Cowboys.
Their defense has been playing good.
It has.
It's that offense is...
Mac has been okay, but...
He still doesn't have a wide receiver one, and that's like the biggest thing for them.
Well, they just throw a bunch of like wide receiver threes at him.
Yeah.
You know,
like here, get the job done. Like, he needs the one thing that irks me is they literally got rid of Jacoby Myers to pay Juju the exact same amount as Jacoby Myers, a 3-year, $33 million.
And don't use him.
But Jacoby was like literally the perfect rely guy. Like, you need a catch on third down, I know I can trust getting the ball to Jacoby. Like, he was perfect in that Pats offense, and the fact that they gave that up to give it Juju and not doing shit with it.
No, I mean, they think about it, like the Parker's okay, Juju's okay, Kendrick Bourne's okay.
They're literally, their best player has been Hunter Henry in the receiving, and
which is weird.
And it's their tight ends too.
And they have Mike Gesicki. Don't they still have what's his face too? The guy from the Titans, the one tight end who went off. You know who I'm talking about? Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they have another guy. They had another guy. He scored a touchdown. Can't think of his last name, but he scored like a 40 or 50-yard touchdown. There was broken coverage last week, and he scored against the Jets.
Such a weird team, man.
Yeah.
They're like, let's just give him.
Well, then Zeke drops 80 yards.
He had 80.
Yeah, he dropped 80 yards. Just quietly dropped 80 yards.
I didn't know that he had 80 yards.
Yeah, just weird.
Ramondre Stevenson?
No,
I know.
Even in the red zone, I haven't I thought Zeke was going to eat the red zone.
He hasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't. So
Stevenson, but they haven't scored a lot of touchdowns either.
So Connor ran for 98 yards against that defense, dude. James Conner's been looking good.
Yeah. Well, I said it all offseason. He'll be good value.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown's been good too. 2 back-to-back 17-point fantasy weeks.
James Conner without a K1 at quarterback is a top 20 running back every time. So
maybe top 15.
Yeah. Well, last year he was top 20 every week.
Yeah.
But yeah. He's gone. I think he's gone over 100 twice. So he's pretty much gone for almost 300 yards each time. And then you have last night's game against the Eagles Bucks. The Eagles are playing at like C+ level football. It's
like I told you once.
But
you guys played us. The Eagles kind of suck.
The offense is Jalen last night allegedly was having flu-like symptoms. Maybe he was, yes, but it's not like he looked like he has the first other 2 games too. Like, it's not like he just doesn't look. He doesn't look.
Wait, didn't MJ play with the flu?
Yes.
Kellen Winslow Senior play with the flu?
Do not call it an MJ game.
Dogs can play through it.
Goodness. I just think that offense needs. He doesn't look like he's high on himself in terms of throwing the ball. Like, he does.
Another kind of. I know he did okay, but AJ Brown didn't do a lot either. Again, did he score a touchdown?
No, he didn't score. They're trying to. The problem with that is Jalen's trying to force him the ball.
Didn't he have
score. He had over 100 yards. Like, he had a good he had a good amount of catches, good amount of yards. But like, once we got to the red zone, he was trying to force the ball to AJ, and when that happens, you usually aren't gonna score. Like, you need to when we were getting to the red zone. When we were getting to the red zone, a couple of those drives we didn't fucking run the ball, which is what was destroying the Bucs defense from the very get go.
Yeah.
We got to the red zone. There was one of them where we kicked a field goal. Like, I think it was our first field goal. We get to the red zone, 3 straight passing plays. It's like, dude, ran the ball successfully this whole time. Just keep running the ball.
Yeah.
Or at least once. Run the ball once, and then and then the Rams did the same thing last night too.
Yeah, I do like Hurts, but I think that maybe we got too high on Hurts last year. Maybe a lot of it was because he was playing. He had a pretty easy schedule, and it was a lot of
mentally. He just does not look like he is
checked in to where he needs
checked
to be.
in, or he's what's the word I'm trying to confident. I guess he just does not look confident throwing the ball. He's got like 4 turnovers or something, 4 turnovers. He just,
I think that you guys right now, who else is 3-0?
The 49ers and the Dolphins. We're the worst 3-0 team.
Oh yeah, well you guys, that's what I said once we played you guys.
Unless he, and it's really all on Jalen Hurts right now. We can run the ball. Our defense is playing phenomenal. It's really Jalen Hurts not making those like last night when it clearly worked out because we got a safety and got the ball back. But throwing that deep pass on like 2nd or 3rd down and gets picked off on the 1 yard line, you don't really need to be throwing that. Like there's other, it just a lot of things like just dumb mistakes, little things, and a lot of teams are playing very mistake football still too. But if you expect to be the way the 49ers and Dolphins are playing, if you expect to be able to compete with them again, can't be doing that.
No.
So it'll be interesting. Jalen Carter, highest graded interior lineman this week.
Dog.
Dude, he caused 2 fumbles. Baker on that one half a sack that he got with Fletcher Cox. He actually made Baker fumble, but they blew the whistle dead because the Bucs lineman actually picked it up and was going to take off running, but they blew it dead. And then literally the next play, he caused Rashid White to fumble. So, like, dude, he's looking good.
He is a dog, yeah.
It's hard. You got to guard somebody. Fletcher
Your guys'
Cox.
defense, pass defense, I don't think Slay's as good as he was last year or the year before.
Slay didn't look good. Like, he potentially Mike Evans almost didn't have that one touchdown on him. I mean, it was also a bad route by Mike Evans because he didn't break it off. He should have cut more in instead of going up. But, yeah, Slay looks like he's lost a step. Bradbury, I don't think is still 100%, but we kind of need him. Job is terrible, and I don't know why we keep playing him. I'd rather play Ricks that we have, but it's that front 4, front 7.
That's the only thing you guys have. That's what I mean. Like, the Cowboys are more rounded.
I'm not worried about it.
Better.
I don't know.
Better.
All right, college football, real quick. ISU won, surprisingly. Beat OK State. Hell yeah, 2-2, baby. Iowa got shut out against Penn State 31-0. Now their average is down to 21 points per game, so they better get that back up to 25.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get that, bye-bye, Ferentz. Ohio State, number 6 Ohio State beat Notre Dame 17-14. Very low-scoring game. Marvin Harrison Jr. got hurt for a little bit, and then it just it came down to like the last 8 seconds. Ohio State's in the red zone. Notre Dame had 10 men on the field, 2 plays in a row, and I think the coach came out and said I didn't want to get a penalty or something. It's like you're gonna lose half a yard on a penalty for having a guy coming on the field. Like, whatever. Like, if you get that one extra guy in there, you might not lose the game. Washington State, number 21 Washington State beat Oregon State 38-35. That was a high-scoring game. 13 Bama beat Ole Miss 24-10, which I thought Ole Miss at the very beginning of the game both kind of played like dog shit, but Ole Miss was playing better dog shit. And I was like, ooh, Ole Miss might actually be able to do this. They scored 10 points, and then after that they went to even way better dog shit. 11 Utah beat UCLA 14-7, which is a very low scoring game for a Pac-12 game. 14-7, crazy to see something that low. And then the big ol' Oregon beating Colorado 42-6.
Yeah,
just completely shit on them. And then,
Coach Deion Sanders, he was over there, and people would say it's we do this before?
No.
People would say it's cockiness. I say maybe it's confidence. Once he said that, before that, he had all of his players go on the field, the Oregon field, and then he talked about he thinks he's the best coach in all of college football and stuff like that. Like this team, the hype around them, it totally reminds me of like Johnny Manziel shit. Like it does.
Yeah. Well, you also have to think. I mean, as a coach, he turned a whole football program around.
Oh,
and
a bad football program too.
Their over under was 3.5, and they got 3 wins in their first. Like they upset TCU. I get it. TCU's not the same team they had last year. Only had 3 returning starters, but they were ranked. We had them written off for most of the games. I think out of the first 3 games, the only game I had them really winning is Colorado State, and then just getting. I mean, some of these other guys, it'll be see how they play against these other teams, but you're missing arguably your best player overall, which that's going to have a huge impact when he's super reliable on both sides of the ball. But even with him, I don't think that beat Oregon. This week they play USC, huge, and it's going to be in Colorado.
What would you do if they beat USC?
I would lose my shit if they did. I would be shocked if they beat USC. USC's rolling.
If Deion Sanders can get those boys to beat USC, he is. Fuck it. He is better than Saban.
Well, and he's a good coach too.
He is a good coach. Yeah.
The Hunter, right? Travis Hunter.
Yeah. He
wants to come back and play against USC, and Deion's like, no, like I'm more worried about your future long term than this one game. Do not come out and play when you're not 100% healthy. And then I guess Shiloh, his son that plays defense, I guess he was pissing blood after the game because he was getting fucking rocked and shit in the back. So he's allegedly should be good.
That plays quarterback and safety.
No, he has 2 sons on the team. He has a quarterback son.
Oh, really?
And then he has a son that plays like linebacker, Shiloh. So,
really?
He was pissing blood, and he was talking shit. Shiloh was about like being able to beat all Oregon's asses and all this shit, and then goes and ends up getting his ass rocked and was pissing blood. So,
Jesus Christ!
But all right, time for quarter 2. This is your host speaking. Skin domestic, stay hydrated, drink that high quality H2O.
This is your other host. This is hydration.
Yeah, the good old Busch Light. So quarter 2, we're gonna have some fun with it. It's basically an extension of fantasy, but we're gonna do a little like head-to-head competition this week in fantasy, and we're gonna draft I guess a lot of you, if you do sports betting and things like that, you do like a fantasy lineup. We're not gonna bet anything or like have any money for the players, but we're just gonna draft players. We can't have the same players, and we're gonna do the 12 o'clock games for the upcoming week. And then we'll use like ESPN's point system to kind of see who wins.
Do we count the early game too?
No, just the 12. I guess 12 o'clock for us, 1 o'clock, whatever you want to consider it. So we'll take turns drafting a player.
Who goes first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. I'm going to take Justin Jefferson versus Carolina.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. Are you going to write it down? You got to write your roster down. I'll write my roster down.
Okay. I can do that.
All right. So I'm going to gamble, and I know it's probably not a good gamble, just the way they've been playing, but I'm going to take, because it looked a little better last night, I'm going to go Jamar Chase against Tennessee. His fantasy value this week is I'm hoping a lot better against Tennessee, and I hope the Bengals stop playing like dog shit. All right, that's what I need.
Okay. I'm going to take, with my second pick, I'm going to take Tyreek Hill versus Buffalo.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Solid pick. All right. I see you. 1 o'clock games, man. A whole lot of garbage too. I'm gonna ride the hot hand on this, just because we've been able to run the ball successfully. I'm going to take DeAndre Swift at running back. I'm reaching.
Yeah.
I'm reaching.
You're going crazy, dude. I think. Are we doing a flex too?
Yeah, so 2 running back, 2 wide receivers, and then flex.
Okay, flex. This is crazy. I'm gonna take Mark Andrews. Cleveland.
Nice.
Marky Mark.
Nice. I was literally just thinking about that too, you son of a bitch.
I was like, there's not a lot of good tight ends.
No, there isn't. That's what I was kind of looking at. I was like, ooh, tight end rosters here. Oh, gosh. All right. So I think I have to do this just because it's going to be a shootout. I got to take Stephon Diggs at wide receiver. Josh Allen gets him the ball. I got to...
Not bad. Wow.
Dude, these 1 o'clock games are kind of ass when you look at it.
I suppose at flex, I'm going to take... maybe I won't go that route yet. I'm not going to go that route yet. I'm going to take Josh Allen at quarterback. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take Josh Allen. Just because I can't take Tua. I feel like Tua doesn't have 2 good games in a row like that.
Yeah. Well, the other one, too, is Josh Allen. It's fantasy. Tua doesn't really run. Josh at least can give you some runs. Dude, this is... Ugh.
Ugly games.
Yeah. It's going to be in the dome. It's going to happen. There's going to be a fight. It happens every year. It's a great matchup. I'm going to go Mike Evans against Marshawn Lattimore for my...
Is that your flex?
That's my flex.
Okay, good. I'm going to take Chris Olave.
All right, yeah, that's a good one. I debated that too. Which one do I go with? Olave probably is the better route, but I love me some Mike Evans Lattimore fights, and it's always heated.
It's a dogfight.
So running back, man, you already got quarterback and tight end, so I can hold off on those a little bit. Running back, man, what?
It's not looking good.
I think I'm gonna have to go with, out of all this, the next best maybe with matchup wise would be Zach Moss after this week. I'm gonna go Zach Moss and say fuck it.
That's a good one. Like I said, Zach Moss is
he's
good.
He had a lot of.
I told you,
he had a lot of good productivity and good runs. None of these other running backs really stand out to me.
I'm just gonna do it. I don't want to do it, but I'll take King Henry. Versus
gosh, it's good if he hits, clearly, but man, he's been very disappointing, unfortunately.
He has been very disappointing this year.
So quarterback, or no, I think I might wait on that. Tight end, jeez. I think I gotta go Higbee with the Rams. What? Hey, he had a decent night last night.
Yeah, good. That was the wrong answer.
Oh,
Hawkinson.
Oh yeah, I guess I overlooked the Vikings.
I was hoping you wouldn't pick
because the Vikings are so fucking trash.
But they got a lot. Now I need my second running back. I'm going to take Kyron Williams versus the Colts.
Yeah. Either. We'll see. We both got the running backs in that matchup, so we'll see what happens. And then quarterback, just because, fuck it, he's a top 6 fantasy quarterback right now. I'm going to take my boy Russell Wilson against the Chicago defense, all right?
Are you going to put all these on the screen, too?
Yeah, I'll throw them up there. And we'll go from there. Dude, this... Why did the week I didn't even look at the games doing this. I should have been like, all right, we're going to do, like, the 4 o'clock games or something, because these 1 o'clock games, there's a lot of bad teams, and it's just
How much more time do we have?
Dude, we've got 12 minutes.
Do you just want to do one for the 4 o'clock too?
I mean, fuck it, we could.
Let's do that.
Afternoon games would be the 4:05, 4:25, 4:25. Do you want to include Sunday night in there, or just those?
We can use Sunday and Monday.
Okay. So
should we use the? Let's use all the games that we didn't use. So Thursday night,
Thursday, Sunday morning, Sunday after. Okay, so all other games.
Since I went first, you can go first this time.
Okay. Let me review here, because now there's a little bit more options.
Better teams,
a lot more options. There's so many options to choose here.
Yes, there is.
I think out of all the running backs, I'll go CMC.
I'm gonna go Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that's a solid one. CMC at running back. You took Travis that early. I'm surprised.
That's the best tight end out of all of them, so I wanted that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. Hunter Henry, super good lately, man. I mean, there is Darren Waller too, but since you already got tight end, not gonna worry about that. I think I gotta ride the hot hand with Mike Williams getting hurt. I'm gonna go get Keenan Allen.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's see. And you took CMC right away?
Yep, CMC and Keenan Allen.
Oof. Oof. I'm taking my boy Bijan Robinson.
Waiting for that. I contemplated taking him instead, but I was like, fuck, I don't know. All right.
Versus Jacksonville. Hopefully he can fuck them up.
Yeah. Kind of talent is there available?
There's a lot of talent out there. You just got to think about who's.
This one worries me just because of the quarterback situation. Fuck, I don't know if I gamble on that or not.
Garrett Wilson. Is that who you're thinking?
No.
Oh, I was like, really?
No. Fuck no. I think I'm going to go a little bit more for sure. Give me Kenneth Walker at running back.
He had a really good game last week.
He's got 2 decent games so far. I kind of want to see what you do here, and then that's going to kind of judge what I do next.
Take CD Lamb.
Okay. All right.
Versus the Patriots.
Yeah. So wide receiver, I'm going to gamble on this guy. Just, fuck, I don't know if I should touch it or not. God damn it. I want to, but I shouldn't.
Do it.
No. You know what? Fuck it. This is a first thing. I'm going to take Patty Mahomes. I got it. I'm just going to take Patty before you get him. And then, I don't have to question.
You're a bastard.
I don't have to question anything else.
For sure, at least 20 points. Right? Let's see. Well, I can wait on quarterback now.
Actually, I'm gonna play a quarterback on my flex. No, I'm joking.
I think I'm going to take St. Brown versus the
Green Bay
Packers. Yep.
Oh, that's nice. Is that your flex, or is that your second wide
Second wide receiver.
Okay. All right, now I'm gonna do it. Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. Oof.
I don't like it. It worries me with everything.
He'll
that's
be
happening,
fine.
But I think it's
He'll be fine.
okay.
Let's see. Flexerino. I don't like this either because it's a hard matchup, but he's just been lights out this year. I'm going to take Tony Pollard as my flex.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So I'm going to get the better tight end of the two. That the better tight end in all these games. And I'm going to go Sam Laporta from Detroit.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. Sam Laporta, man. Then lights out. That my tight end. What do you got to fill?
Running back and quarterback.
Running back and quarterback. I got a flex, so keep that in mind.
No, it's okay. I'm going to take running back. Obviously, I'm going to wait on quarterback. My running back. You know what? Book it. I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he looked good running the ball. It didn't come to fantasy production very much, but he had 80 yards and he looked really good. I think Gibbs is going to have his breakout game. I'm going to take Gibbs.
All right. So I need my flex, and I'm going to take a gamble just because they've had an off game. But to give yourself comfortability in winning, you got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to use your running back.
Travis.
I'm taking ETN.
Yeah, that's what I thought about it, but I was like, you know what? You got to risk it to get the biscuit.
Yeah, Travis Etienne. I'm really pulling up. I almost was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take Tyler Algier. He's almost like a certified like at least 10 points, but I feel like Etienne can do better.
I'm going to take, out of all these teams I'm looking at it, best quarterback out of all of them. I'm going to take Justin Herbert.
Oh, Justin Herbert. Oh, I was going to say Jared Goff, but yeah, Justin Herbert. That's a good one. It's in Vegas, a little shitty. Well, the way they fucking throw the ball, yeah. See, so you got the quarterback. See, you got a quarterback to one of my receivers in the first game. I got your quarterback to one of your receivers. So, like,
I get more points, though. That's the thing.
Hey, fuck you. It's all right. It's Patty Mahomes. He can do anything.
Throw Travis 8 touchdowns. I'll take that. But, yeah, you'll throw them up there. Will be fun. That'll be fun to see who gets more points on.
Yeah. Fuck you. I'm winning. My dark horse of Travis Etienne is going to... We'll do separate, too. We won't, like... Do you want to combine all of them or just do, like, each separately?
We can combine it all.
Okay. We'll just... we can do that. I don't know. We'll see.
We could do 1 p.m. and 12, whatever you think.
Yeah, whatever. We have one roster for one roster for the other.
Should we finish out the quarter with that and go to the fantasy?
Well, I got to do my bad betting.
Oh, yeah, do your bad betting.
Skinny Domestics bad betting, guys. Week 3, we hit 3 of the 4 that Ravens kind of fucked us.
Yeah.
The Dolphins covered 6.5 by the first fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The Saints were +2. They only lost by 1. And the Pats covered 2.5 for me. So, because I think they only won by 3. So it worked.
So if we wanted to get even better betting, you should have said that how much money do you think you would have won if you would have bet that the Dolphins would have scored 70 points?
I don't even know. Can
you do that? Can you bet?
You can do like teams total touchdowns over under like 5.5 or whatever. I imagine it's probably a decent fucking amount of money.
Would that be like 1,000 to 1 or like what do you think?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what it would.
That'd be crazy.
What it would have been. I don't really bet those, so I guess I don't really know like what would be the
odds of it.
Yeah, like most times it's probably like most teams are probably like you're going to score usually 3 to 4 touchdowns with the height usually. So scoring 8 plus, what is it? Yeah, 8 plus. I would imagine it's probably like a good chunk of change.
I'd imagine.
Well, then like the Cowboys, they were probably favored a shit ton to beat the Cardinals, and if the Cardinals probably payout would have been like bet $10 win 200, 300, something or whatever, like it probably would have been pretty.
Isn't it in the
odds.
betting though? You make more money off of like college football than NFL.
Well, I mean, you can make money off of anything if you bet
But
right.
isn't it easier to bet off college because there's so many more upsets? Like the NFL,
Usually,
if you have an upset, it's not as high.
Yeah. Like I mean, like you'll get teams that are like plus 2,500 to win. I mean, the biggest thing is you have to have it hit. Like if you're gonna bet it, if you're putting all your money on, you're putting let's say $10 on 10 games for all upsets, and none of them hit, you're out $100.
Yeah.
But if one of them hits, you're most likely getting your money you're at least probably going to get $100+ like, so it's a hit or miss. It's gambling. It's not a guaranteed anything, but like, like the higher odds, like you'll get like the Alabama versus gambling state where it's you're minus 10,000, but it's like plus 5,500, where that's a huge payout depending on what you want to put on it, or like if you make parlays of it, like random things. I mean, I like parlays, but parlays are harder to hit clearly because you have to have more things hit.
But you win a lot more money doing it.
Yeah. But for bad betting, this week is the week, guys. I got Lions covering 1.5 against the Packers. I think after the Jags' shitty game last week, they're gonna do better. It's their home stadium, dude. They're in London, man. I think they cover 3 against the Falcons.
Hopefully.
Yeah, the Bengals I think get their shit together and cover 2.5, so win by 3 or more. And then Marcus implemented. I was gonna do the Vikings, but I was like, and Marcus was like, don't do it. So then Marcus threw his input in. We both have the Chiefs covering 9.5.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Against the Jets. So winning by 10 or more. So if you bet $10 right now on FanDuel, it's a payout of $126.69. I mean, right now we're only down. We're technically only down like $20 because the $10, and then you get your bet back. Your $10 bet back if you lose. So I've just been doing that with these. So technically we're only down $20. Well, we have that bonus $10 bet. So technically I'm only down 10, but I have that bonus bet to use on this. So
nice.
Yeah. By the end of the season, we'd only be down $90 if nothing ever hits because you just put $10 in. And then
True.
Yeah. So use your bonus bets, guys. If you are the
$90, that's like 2 fantasy football league.
Yeah, exactly. But if you hit one of these weeks, you're even if you lose the rest of the weeks,
you pay it out,
you're up $20. So
true.
Hey, $20 is $20. So y'all can fuck off. But that's why it's called bad betting, because I'm a bad fucking better.
Terrible better. I suppose it's that time where you drink water and I drink Busch lattes.
Yeah. Well, it means pretty much the same.
Don't you ever disrespect the Busch lattes like that.
One just upsets the belly for me.
Water?
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that high quality H2O. Oh yeah, it's crystal clear. Can see the door and the wall. And
what you guys don't know is Skinny is actually an alcoholic, and that's pure vodka.
Whoa, dude, I don't even like vodka drunk.
You drink that much vodka, you're getting drunk though.
Well, yeah.
Just one cup.
I don't do vodka. You used to do vodka. You were
I don't
nasty with it.
I don't do any liquor anymore. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. You know what? You know what? Beer is consistent.
That's true.
You always know what you're gonna do. You can get the perfect level of fucked up.
It's the Jacoby Meyer wide receiver. All right, you always know what you're gonna get.
Yes, and that's what I like. Dependable, affordable.
I don't know. Milwaukee's best is more affordable. Plus, you get more beers.
Used to be.
It's the same fucking price.
If you wanted to go cheap, get the Stones, bro.
Oh,
The Stones at Fleet Farm are like for a 30 rack at $17.
or
That's insane. That's like 50 cents a beer.
Do they still make Rockdale Light? I bet they still make Rockdale
Oh,
Light.
my uncle fucking loves Rockdale
That
Light.
shit is so cheap too.
It is. It's okay beer, but it kind of reminds me of Miller.
Yeah. All right, quarter 3. We just need a beer sponsor. All right, somebody give us beer, and
please.
We'll promote you to our 30 subscribers.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, just as long as it doesn't upset the belly. So quarter 3, kind of gonna have a weekly basis now of players we like for the upcoming week, players we dislike for the upcoming their weekly matchups, and then guys that are kind of trending down, trending up,
Yep.
type of thing for the long run. So take it away. Whatever section you want to start with, we can start with.
We'll do players trending up. Obviously, this is not a hard one to say, but Devon Achane. Dude was a stud last week. 54 points he scored, I believe, in standard scoring.
Yeah, something like that.
Or standard PPR scoring. Dude is going to be the number 1 waiver ad this week. If you can grab him, grab him. I don't know if you will. Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr., one of them's bound to get hurt because they're 49ers, ex-49ers running backs, and that's what 49ers
Mostert's like
do.
31, so...
Yeah. But Mostert's like the number 1 fantasy running back right now. Which whoever has him should probably be 3-0, but who has him? Little Austin?
No. Well, in our league, Melton doesn't he?
Does he?
Or does he just have Keenan Allen?
No, I think he does.
Yeah, he's 3-0 in our league.
Yeah.
He's all of his players are hitting right now. But
Yeah.
just wait. Just wait. Eventually.
Will Milton get the second championship?
Yeah, will he get another ring? I don't know. Yeah, I agree. At this point, they're not gonna just play the hot hand because both of them had 4 total touchdowns and both of them produced when they touched the ball. So
yeah, they both look good.
yeah, right now, if he's not starting, that offense is just rolling. So
Yeah.
you have Tyreek and when Waddle's healthy, you have the passing threat you got to honor. You can't just stack the box with 8 people. So the run's going to be there.
Tua's legit, man.
Yeah, Tua's looked well.
Yeah,
throwing those 10-yard
he's
slants.
legit. Yeah. Oh well, that's all he's got to do. Dump it off to these running backs. They get him all the rack yards. I mean, Tua's been throwing like 400 yards a game, like it's fucking easy money. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's clocking into work and just doing his job. Like he doesn't look like he's effortless.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see as the Bills are a little bit tougher of a matchup, I think, but might slow down a little bit. But it's a divisional game too, so you can't expect 70 points scored. But yeah. I would agree.
Yeah. Do you want me to just go?
Yeah,
down?
just keep going.
Okay.
I didn't do trending up. I did trending down just because I was so pissed off. Yes.
Tank Dell, dude, legitimately might be that wide receiver one. Honestly, if you can get Houston Texans pass catchers, Tank Dell. Honestly, Robert Woods has been playable.
Nico
Collins. You know, whoever the hell else they have that catches the
besides
ball.
Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz surprisingly hasn't been anything for a tight end. He had 1 point last week. Like it shocks me, but
still, I mean that team has been legitimately
CJ Stroud
fantasy
is playing,
football viable. Yeah,
and he's playing way better than people expected.
People saying CJ Stroud is dumb. Maybe so, but he can throw the hell out of football, so that's all that matters.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's playing way better than expected, and even without a run game, even like they're still
the question mark quarterbacks this year have been the best quarterbacks in that draft. Bryce Young has looked like trash.
Yeah,
but I mean, CJ Stroud has looked very good, and so has Anthony Richardson. So you can't.
Yeah,
and Will Levis is going to be the greatest quarterback of all time.
We'll see how that goes. But yeah, the Texans are, even though they're 1-2, they're fighting in every game that they've played. You know, they're competing. You know, they gave the Ravens the run for their money. Clearly, what they just did to the Jags.
Well coached team by D'Amico Ryan.
Oh yeah, very good.
Very good.
Their defense is holding their own for the most part.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, that offense, I would any receiver because C.J. Stroud's going to keep throwing that ball.
Yeah, this one's default, but Josh Palmer, Quentin Johnston. If Quentin Johnston is actually good, because I thought that he might legitimately be one of the better wide receivers. I thought he was number one out of that class.
Oh, yeah. What is he, 6'6"? He's a 50-50 ball guy. Yeah. He's very athletic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely thought he deserved to go first in wide receivers.
He's now wide receiver 3, so he will get targets. I would not be surprised if he takes over that Mike Williams role, honestly.
Well, yeah, I think he's not as big in terms of like body wise. He's just tall, probably more athletic. And it's not like, again, Keenan Allen looks good, but Keenan Allen isn't a go run down the field 40 yards and beat a DB and go up for a 50-50 ball.
I have him stashed in your league.
Yeah, he's a good, with Mike Williams going out, you have him a wide receiver 3 right now, but he could be the wide receiver 2. It's really between him and Palmer for that number 2.
Why couldn't he beat out Keenan Allen if they really get it?
I mean,
why?
I am
Justin, not sold.
I know, but Justin
recency bias, though.
But Justin Herbert loves Keenan Allen, and
Keenan looked good too. He did.
As of with last year, even when Keenan was in, he was he was fed the ball. I just don't see. It's like the Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. I don't care who your wide receiver 2 is. I don't give a shit. He loves Keenan Allen. Maybe not this year. Unless Keenan Allen gets hurt and comes out, I definitely think Keenan Allen stays the wide receiver 1 this year for him.
Mm-hmm. Next one, Zach Moss. I told you, we talked on the phone and you weren't with it. Zach Moss is legit, dude.
I don't like the Colts offense.
You don't have to like the Colts offense, but it's fantasy viable. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they were running. Here's the thing. That Colts offensive line is good. Yeah. The Colts wide receivers, mid. But that offensive line and what Gardner Minshew or Anthony Richardson can do behind it, like it's gonna have some like Michael Pittman has looked decent this year. What did he do last week? I don't know if he had a big game or whatever.
He had a lot of catches.
Yeah, I mean
Minshew was throwing in the ball.
Michael
Pittman has been what Michael Pittman was expected to be, but was never he's finally getting into that role of being a wide receiver 1. Over the last couple of years, it's been okay, you've been very disappointing with what quarterbacks you've had that can't actually throw the ball. You're not.
He just needs backup quarterbacks or quarterbacks that are supposed to run the ball and not be accurate. That's all he needs.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, he's looking like Michael Pittman that should have been Michael Pittman the last couple of years.
I put a question mark behind this one. If the volume stays the same, I think he's trending up. But if it doesn't, I feel like if they start taking away from his thing, it'll be trending down. Alexander Madison. I thought that last week was a decent game for him. I feel like if they keep pounding the ball with him, if he gets as many touches, 15 to 20 fantasy points is pretty easy
reasonable.
For him.
Yeah,
he jumps in the end zone a time or two. He could have really, really big spike weeks, but he's got to keep that volume
and not fumble the ball.
Yeah, not fumble the ball. I am not as worried to have what's his face on our team, the guy they just traded for from the Rams.
Oh, Cam Akers.
Cam Akers. I'm not that worried about it. I think it's just added depth and stuff like that.
It's more of, I think the signing kind of is more of Alexander. You've kind of been shitting the bed a little bit.
Yeah.
We need you. Not saying he's not working hard, or clearly
we need you to produce.
We need you to produce. Otherwise, we do have a true another option that we can lean on. So it just gives him more competitiveness to make the most out of his touches. Because man, if you keep fumbling the ball, fumbling issues, you're going to lose your touches. If you're getting 3.4 yards of carry, you're going to lose your touch. They don't give a shit when they look at, okay, I know our offensive line isn't great. They don't give a fuck about that. They want you, when you're touching the ball,
to look like
you can do it and produce. It doesn't matter what's in front of you. If you're not producing, and if you're constantly turning over the ball and having the droppies, we have somebody else.
eye test, he looked better last week.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
With the Chargers defense, it did open up things a little bit, but if that the real question would be is if that fumble was called a fumble,
What it would look like.
what would be going on at
Yeah.
This upcoming week for him?
And my last one I have is Jahmyr Gibbs. It's his week. He looked to the eye test. He looked good.
Yeah, he had like 70, 80 yards rushing, I think.
I think it was 80.
Yeah,
They didn't use him a lot with the passing game. It was kind of
Which
a
is
weird
still
game
weird,
flow thing,
yeah.
though. I don't know if that was as much that, but like, dude, they had it was a close game, but they had the Falcons on the rope.
Yeah.
Like, it was a weird game for Bijan. Bijan only having 9 points. It's weird because he's a way better than 9-point running back, but it was kind of the game flow. It was a hard, gritty defensive game where, they did that. But I feel like Gibbs, he's trending up. I like the usage for him. If they can actually start using him in the passing game, which he is good at, Gibbs will be, top 15 fantasy option.
Need to get him into the, maybe not as much volume, but get him into the true Austin Eckler CMC role that everybody expects him to be in. I guess Bijan now too, Saquon Barkley. Like, he may not be, again, Austin Eckler is not a big guy. Like, in pound for pound, he's probably one of the strongest.
And I don't think Gibbs, watching him, he's a good downfield or downhill runner.
He would fit perfectly in the Chip Kelly Eagles offense because you never ran in between the tackles. All you're running was
outside zone.
Yeah,
and that's what he's good at.
Yeah, and that's what
and Bijan, like, talking about Bijan and him, Bijan looks like he can run in between the tackles. Bijan looks like he can do everything.
Yeah. So I'll just go down to trending down for me. Don't fucking touch or get rid of if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about him last week too. Dameon Pierce. He just
traded him last week.
I traded for him, but I'm also I was hoping that something happened. He did have like 13 points, but it's because he scored a touchdown. Like, the volume still isn't there for me.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm going to keep him on my bench just because if something were to happen. But right now, he has 40 attempts for 100 yards, 9 targets. He's only scored 24 fantasy points. He's getting I think his most yards in a game is 38 rushing yards. It's like 31, 38. Like, for some reason, they can't run the fucking ball. Even with their backups, like, nobody's being able to run the ball. But they're throwing the hell out of the ball, which is great, but they cannot get a run game established. And right now, dude, if he's on your roster, maybe keep him. It's early in the season. Something
you're not going to get anything for him.
You're not going to. He's more valuable to sit on your bench than to just drop completely with what's available.
I got Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow scares me now. I thought that he'd be okay, but 3 weeks of bad football from Joe Burrow. If he has another bad week, I don't know.
Well, and right now they're saying it's the calf, which Jamar Chase is like, if you're not 100%, I don't want you in, clearly long term.
Yeah.
But Joe must think he's okay. I mean, he had his moments last night where it's like, okay, we know you can be the Joe Burrow that you need to be, but man, I mean, that offense as a whole too just kind of look like shit too. But right now
hasn't
Joe,
gelled.
He does scare me, especially if his calf injury is seriously as bad as what they're making it out to be.
Especially if you have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, any of those guys.
Like last night, T. Higgins was dropping the ball. Like, T. Higgins could have had a pretty decent game if he could fucking hold on to a ball.
Yeah.
Like, wide open catches. So that was weird too. Like, there's, like you said, the gel. It just seems like
they're not
a lot of shit
meshing. Yeah.
Not meshing. My next guy, I'm going to keep it with the Texans. We talked about him earlier, Dalton Schultz. I expected him to be a better fantasy player with a young quarterback.
I thought a fringe top 10 guy.
He has 14 targets, only 10 fantasy points. So he had 1 last week, I think. Just, he's not, even though they're passing the fuck out of the ball, he's not getting targeted. He's not getting valued. He's very, very weird with you'd think as a tight end, a decent, average, above average tight end with the Cowboys. You'd think he'd be able to get some volume with a younger quarterback that's not chucking the ball down the field all the time. But definitely, there's a lot better tight ends to go get yourself at this point.
Another guy, AFC North guy, Najee.
Finally, you said it. Thank you.
I like Najee. I had rookie Najee. Like I think that Najee the player is good, but Najee has not looked good this year though.
No, I have him on my list too. So
yeah, he hasn't looked explosive.
He like I was telling you on the phone the other day. He looks in terms of running. He looks like Zeke after he came back after the contract negotiations. He doesn't have that same explosiveness. He's not hitting holes hard. No. He looks like he's out there to get a paycheck and is not loving. Has that love for the game. He's got 35 rushing attempts, 139 yards, and only 16 total fantasy points.
Yeah. He has not.
Like right now, if you can get Jalen Warren or have Jalen Warren, still not maybe 100%. It's hard because they both haven't been great. Warren's just been a little bit better.
More explosive.
Yeah, and
I mean, if you can get... Here's the thing, though. I feel like a lot of these running backs have had hard matchups.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe that's because everyone's, good run-stopping defenses and stuff like that. If you get Najee cheap, maybe he'd be a good trade target. Cause
do what your wife did. Start Warren and Najee both. And be like...
she won.
I'll take both of them for points. Yeah, it's a little disheartening to see, but...
I hate it because I do like Najee. I like him as a player. He's a very versatile player too. He just has not looked like Najee rookie year Najee. The last year, I know he came off that injury. End of the year, he played very, very well, but he just.
You can say next one because I agreed with Najee.
Drake London, easy one, yeah.
Anybody on the Falcons wide receiver core is easy to target. I think.
I said Bijan or bust. That's all they have. Like.
15 targets, 23 fantasy points.
Yeah, and he had I'm sure a majority of them came from last week.
Mac Hollins has like 19 fantasy points. Like that.
Yeah. It sucks because Drake London literally is the epitome of. He is young Mike Evans. Yeah, he is good. He is a very good player. Just they underutilize him. Arthur Smith, I don't know what he's doing, but he's not doing what he needs to do with these pass catchers. So,
yeah. I'll go on that. Like I said, any Falcons wide receiver or Kyle Pitts, 17 targets, 18 total fantasy points. So, and clearly, that's not every catch, but they just, fucking
not good.
Get these guys that are. Kyle Pitts should be a top 5 tight end every year.
Oh yeah.
And
100%.
He had his one good rookie season, and then again just fell off. Nothing.
Not good. Justin Fields. This has been really, really disappointing.
Yes,
but I've said it. I had Justin Fields last year. He was a big part of me winning a fantasy championship in your league. But I said from the get-go, there's no more excuses for Justin Fields, and he can't pass the ball. He just can't. Legitimately, Justin Fields as a passer is not good. There's a lot of football season. Maybe he could change my mind. But right now, 3 weeks into it, Justin Fields is bad.
I'm excited to see what he does this week because last year it was 3 weeks of shitty-ass football. Yeah. And then something all of a sudden happened, and he was a top 5 fantasy quarterback the rest of the year. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, and everybody's like, oh, it's the coaching assist. Like, one, again, you are getting pressured a lot with your offensive line being shitty. But, like, there's videos of him missing a wide open tight.
I don't think the offensive line is that bad. I think he holds on to the ball way too long.
And, well, again, stats don't always show like, Russ being a higher percentage. I know Russ is running for his life a lot of times when you're watching the game. But, he may hold the ball too long, too, sometimes. Yeah. But, like, there was one of these last games. He had a wide receiver or tight end literally running like a seam right down the middle, wide open. He's looking at the right-hand side where he was, and he tries to scramble. It's like, dude, you had a touchdown if you throw the ball to the dude that nobody is around. Like, his field vision is just not there. And then that video of when they played the Bucks, that defensive player was like to DJ Moore, they're underutilizing you, and DJ Moore's like, I know. Like, that's not good to have and they have a lot of that shit going on with their defensive coordinator and all that. But Yeah, Justin Fields has been very disappointing, sadly. I'm going to keep it with the Bears. I put Khalil Herbert. I had not high expectations, but a lot better expectations than what he's been doing. He's had 23 rushing attempts, only 93 yards, and 19 total fantasy points. I know Justin Fields running, like, the Jalen Hurts, Lamar, all the, usually they take a little bit, especially touchdowns, I guess, away from your running backs, but he's just not been good in the backfield. Their rookie, Roshan Johnson, has definitely looked better. Mm-hmm. They're still not utilizing the running backs great like the Texans, but Khalil Herbert is not what, preseason, they look, he looked good. They were running the ball, but real season, he has not been worth touching.
I agree. Yeah, he hasn't just looked like coming preseason football. You thought he was going to be the man. Yeah.
Well, and even last year,
honestly, you can throw Foreman on there too because he has not looked good either.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert last year running the ball was, hey, this guy can do it. Mm-hmm. This guy could be something.
My next one, pretty easy one, Juju. Juju has not been worth the money. He sucked. I mean, the best wide receiver in there is Kendrick Bourne, and then after that it's Devontae Parker, and then maybe Juju. Juju hasn't done shit. He's looked bad. He hasn't been catching well. He hasn't been doing a lot of that stuff. It's meh football.
Yeah. Juju again, like what we said earlier. You pay him 3-year, $33 million, but you wouldn't pay Jacoby Myers that when Jacoby is more of a better consistent wide. He's going to
close enough to the same.
Yeah, he's going to show up every week for you, and he did. He proved he could. So we got to move on. So real quick, week 4 likes. I'm just going to do 3 of them. Okay. So I don't know how many you did, but just to kind of get through it. I have Kenneth Walker versus the Giants. The Giants are currently allowing 138 rushing yards in game, and the 3 fantasy running backs that they've played, they've allowed at least 20 points, or averaging 20 points to fantasy running backs. So Kenneth Walker has been looking pretty good, and I don't see that changing.
Yeah. I got Josh Allen versus the Dolphins. I feel like this is the reason why Josh Allen's the number 1 quarterback off the board. I think he's going to have a huge game. He's going to need to. This Dolphins team is going to bring it.
And I think with all of the hype around the Dolphins, this is going to be where Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, they're going to come in and be like, we are this is our division. We're going to show you that we're a better team. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you just got high. The Dolphins, I think, are going to be high on that 70-point game still. They just dropped 7. Yeah. It's historic, those type of things. I think Josh Allen is going to come in and try to
bring him to earth,
calm down a little bit. So my next one, I'm banking on it with, again, the Bengals playing better. I have Jamar Chase. The Titans' defense has allowed at least one number 1 receiver. Well, they've all been number 1 receivers for the teams, respectively, but 100-plus receiver each week. So Jamar Chase being that number 1 receiver, as long as
Lord knows he needs it.
Yeah, as long as the Bengals can keep it together and play better, hopefully, and gel, I definitely see Chase having a big game.
Yep. My next one is Bijan versus the Jags. I think this is a get-right game for Bijan after having kind of a quiet game last week. I feel like the Jags haven't been playing well, and if they do, then Bijan is a good pass catcher, so I feel like he'll really do well his first game in London.
Whatever the Jags do to stop him, he'll be able to do the opposite to him.
That's the nice thing about Bijan.
My last one, I have Russ versus the Bears defense. The Bears defense is fucking trash. Russ is a top 6 he's number 6 fantasy quarterback right now, I believe. So he's top 10. He has 2 games of over 300 yards. Each game he's at least thrown one touchdown pass. Again, besides week 1, he's thrown an interception the last 2 weeks. But against that trash-ass Bears defense, Russ has looked, again, not prime, not Seahawk Russ, but he's looked a lot better than what he did last year. And being a top 10 fantasy quarterback, like I thought, he's going to be able to just feast with, and he's gelling with Marvin Mims downfield. He's got Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy has been getting involved a little bit more. So it'll be nice to see Russ cook.
Okay. My last one is Gibbs versus the Packers. This is the Gibbs prove-it moment. It's a good matchup. The Packers team is meh. It's middle of the road. It's been playing better than it probably is, and I'd like to see what Gibbs can do against them.
Yeah. Well, and you have an high-powered offense everywhere, so they're going to have to honor everybody, and it's going to open up his ability to just do whatever.
Yep. But you can just skip it.
Yeah. I guess my biggest dislike is Dobbs versus the 49ers defense.
Mine is A-Chain versus the Bills. I don't think he's going to be used like he was last week.
All right. Quarter 4. Upcoming week 5 in NCAA world and week 4 in the NFL. Nothing too crazy with college football. Again, of course, being Iowans, I'm going to bring up the Iowa State games every week because that's what we truly care about. All right, we don't got our own.
That's all we care about.
We don't have our professional teams, so you got to root for these college football teams that have been disappointing. Iowa plays Michigan State. Again, got to average that 25 Iowa or Brian Ferentz's Audi. So at 21, you got to put up some points this week. We'll see how that goes. I just watching those games, it's been very disappointing. Everybody expected better with getting a better quarterback, and man, very limited. ISU plays number 14 Oklahoma. As much as I would love to see an upset, I don't think that happens.
No.
The Iowa State defense has been pretty good. I mean, for what they've, they're averaging like 15 points a game or something. Like teams are averaging like 15 to 20 points a game, like which is fairly low for a Pac-12 team. Mm-hmm. But Oklahoma is very good, so we'll see there. Number 11 Notre Dame plays number 17 Duke. Duke is now a football team. Duke football school. They're not just basketball anymore. I got Notre Dame. I need Notre Dame to win. I'm high on Notre Dame. They played well against Ohio.
Do you have them in?
Yeah. Hey, I was leading.
Did he send out the?
Not this week yet. As of last week, I was winning by like two games.
Hey, I had a big comeback.
Yeah, you had a huge comeback. You were like what, 7th, and then you're 3rd now, I think. Yeah, you came back. I
can come in and wiggle and jiggle around.
What saved me so far is Colorado winning some games because I really banked on them to do something for me. And right now they're on pace for me a little bit. These next couple weeks might be a little weak. Like I had them lose, I had Notre Dame lose, so I'm probably not in first anymore. But Texas holding on strong for me, and Michigan. Speaking of Texas, number 3 Texas plays number 24 Kansas, Big 12 game. Texas is gonna just shit the bed, or not shit the bed. They're gonna fucking shit.
Texas is gonna steamroll, dog.
yeah, dude. Texas is looking good. I'm happy that they're in the top 4 now. I think they deserve to be in the college football playoffs. Number 13 LSU versus number 20 Ole Miss. LSU has kind of bounced back after looking shitty. Ole Miss has looked good though too. So I love college football upsets.
Ole Miss upset? Question.
Yeah, very very likely. Brian Kelly is that fake Southern accent, a little fake, but they look better. Number 10 Utah versus number 19 Oregon State, Pac-12 matchup. Utah, I think, is going to be, if they didn't already, they're starting quarterbacks out. Like they're doing this with their backup quarterbacks, winning games. So I think they said like week 5 or so that their starting quarterback could come back if he hasn't already. But getting your starting quarterback back is huge. So I think Utah wins that one. And then the big talk of the week in college football, number 8 USC comes into Boulder, Colorado. It's gonna be
It loses? Question mark. Would you make that bet?
Well, what you could do is you're gonna get fucking FanDuel downloaded and use my referral, and you bet $10. You can put $10 on it, and then you get $50 free to just use on whatever you want to use. So, I mean, $10 is 10 fucking bucks, and I think you could do the like risk-free bet. So even if you put it on Colorado to win, you can get your $10 back anyway. Do like a parlay of like Colorado and then Ole Miss, like
all those.
Dude, actually, I kind of want to see what that looks like.
Yeah,
I can do it quick.
The quick answer to it is I'd win all the monies.
You'd win all the monies. Yeah. So let's see here. So, of course, come on. Like these got to be like some of the most bet game. Most games to be bet on, and they're out here putting me. Ooh, I need to delete all this. Okay, so we're looking for top 25. There we go. Okay, so they're plus 810, so $10 would win $81, and then Ole Miss is plus 1800, so $10 would put you at about 188.
So I'd win
you'd win $100
shy of with both.
Yeah, so if you put both together in a parlay, $10 would get you 188.
Nice.
I mean, I don't see it happening, but like the more feasible upset I see is Ole Miss, and
no, Colorado. I'm calling it right here. Coach Prime's gonna go there.
If you had Duke over Notre Dame, it puts you at 54. Yeah, I don't know. Like here, like Nevada upsetting number 25 Fresno State is at plus 1100 already.
No, I have Fresno State.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I gotta look. I don't even know who all I have.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I really have not.
Stanford over Oregon plus 1400. Nebraska over Michigan is 66 or 660. Northwestern over Penn State is 1600. Just make a ridiculous like all college football parlay.
Yeah, so I got Clemson. Clemson's looked bad though, hasn't they?
Yeah, but I think they're 2-2 or something.
I have Clemson, Penn State, Oregon State, Baylor, Ole Miss. Ole Miss, you need to get that upset. UCF, BYU, Georgia Tech, Fresno State, South Alabama, and FU.
Dude, what
FAU.
you need to do is just go in one of the weeks and just
do a
bet
all my
yeah,
teams.
put those all in a parlay.
I wonder.
What's mine? Since you're in there.
Michigan, Texas, Miami, Florida, Arkansas, Colorado, Florida, Michigan State, Northwestern, Notre Dame, Madison, James Madison, and Ohio.
Notre Dame, baby.
And right now the standings from
not this most up to date week.
Yeah, you're number 1, JT's number 2, I'm number 3, and the rest of them don't matter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be up there because like Colorado is going to start shitting the bed a little bit. Florida has been scary. They're ranked again.
I don't know what happened with my team, so I can't tell you what I'll be. It's going to be a crazy wild roller coaster.
I have Northwestern. Like Northwestern is such a bottom of the barrel pick. And they play Penn State this week.
See, DJ was smart though how he did it because he picked all of his teams, then he picked the wild cards, and that was kind of the route to go.
But like some of those wild cards, like James Madison, kind of important to get though, because they're like one of the better like wild card teams.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting to do.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
definitely. If they keep doing it, I'll keep doing it. But
should we get to our pick'ems?
Oh yeah, let's get to our pick'ems. So week 4,
Thursday night football.
Detroit with their second Thursday night game in 4 weeks. Huh.
Rigged.
Amazon Prime I guess Amazon didn't do week 1, but
Rigged. I'm taking Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit in Green Bay. Jordan Love has looked good, but that Lions team is just so gritty and
it's gonna win the division. I hate to say it.
At this rate, yeah.
It's gonna win the division. Go Lions fans. Good for you. Atlanta versus Jacksonville.
I took Jacksonville.
Took Atlanta. I'm low key kind of a Atlanta fan because of Bijan.
Oh goodness.
It's just Bijan.
Yeah.
Jacksonville hasn't looked good.
I think
could it be a get right game? Yes, but
yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is one, it's like a home game for them because they've played in London before. They have a younger, their big one is travel. You have a younger team that has never gone to London with these quarterback and these players. We'll see how they do. Also, they got to be able to fucking throw the ball. Like, if you're going to compete with the Jags, you got to be able to throw the ball. And I just don't see that happening, unfortunately, because they can't fucking... Like, at this point, I want Taylor Heineke to come in. I know the Falcons team is like whatever, but like Heineke at this point would be such a better option to have a quarterback if you wanted some fantasy points and watch Kyle Pitts and Drake London actually like do something. Yeah.
I think this team's good enough to play solid defense and run the hell out of the ball, and that's what they're going to try and do.
Fuck 'em.
Buffalo versus Miami.
I took Buffalo.
Buffalo
in Buffalo.
Yeah,
Miami's going to be high on that. I know people say, "Oh, it's
what Miami's 3-0, right?"
Yeah, they're going to be high on that 70-point game. Like that's you don't do that to a team and like not come down to earth. You're going to still be a little bit high on that, hyped up on that.
Josh Allen's in for a big one.
Yeah, he's gonna make a statement and be like, I get I've been a little bit shitty of a quarterback over the last year and couple games in terms of like turnovers and all that shit, but he's gonna have a good game. Denver at Chicago.
Took Denver.
Me too.
I want to take Chicago, but I just don't trust the Chicago team.
Everything is just a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Like at least like Denver, maybe their defense is a little bit of a dumpster fire, but at least their offense has been able to score, and Russ is not like a Russ last year.
I saw something that was really funny. They're like, Justin Herbert's going to be the most athletic insurance salesman of all time.
Or Justin Fields. Yeah.
Or Justin Fields, yeah.
I saw that. Like, oh gosh. Yeah. The dude can run a 4.40 for you. Like, you need...
Yeah, he's crazy. I mean, like, I think Fields may be more athletic than Lamar, but he just has not looked good.
No.
I hate to see it, but he hasn't looked good.
Against a weak Denver team defense, who knows?
Baltimore versus Cleveland. I took Baltimore.
I took Cleveland. This one, I went Cleveland as Baltimore has looked shady a lot. You know, the Texans were able to play them close. The Colts just upset them. Cleveland has looked bad too, but Cleveland's defense has kind of been the thing to bail them out. And
it's been good.
I think Deshaun started playing a little bit better, so their offense is going to vibe a little bit better. And I just don't. Lamar is not utilizing, like, again, Gus Edwards is in concussion protocol, might not even play. You're relying on other guys to potentially lead the running backs, and then Lamar has not been good at throwing the ball, like especially last week, just looked horrendous doing it. So I think that Cleveland defense can kind of, it's a divisional game, but I think they'll be able to pull it out.
Lamar's going to show his MVP stripes, dog. Cincinnati versus Tennessee.
I took Cincy.
Took Cincy too. Easy one.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're not gonna drop the ball on this one. They gotta play good. They gotta compete.
Well, and their defense last night looked very good. They had like 6 sacks. I think they had a pick. Yeah, they had a pick. Like, their defense is gonna keep them in games. They look a lot better. And if at some point that offense has to click, and it's gonna be this week against a terrible defense that they can just beat on. And then if you're able to get ahead, 10 points, Derrick Henry starts coming out of the question a little bit, so you don't have to worry about him on offense.
Yeah, I agree. LA Rams versus Indianapolis Colts.
This one was the hardest one for me to pick.
I know who I picked.
I took the Rams.
Took the Rams too. Upset.
Yeah. Is it an upset? Who's favored? I don't remember.
It's got to be Indianapolis at home.
Yeah, I don't remember. Probably. They're probably like favored by like 1.5 points.
I think they're going to get their first win. Both teams have played scrappy, so Indianapolis is probably the better team.
Yeah, well, you also don't know who's quarterback yet either. But it's not like the Rams have played bad either. I mean, I think the biggest thing for last night was they couldn't fucking run the ball. And can't run the ball, you usually kind of suck. And the play calling was horrendous. You got in the red zone, and he fucking throwing the ball, like, hand the fuck. As much as I don't want to say this, because I was happy about it, just because in fantasy I was playing somebody with Kyron Williams, but, like, you're on the 3-yard line, and you take a fucking sack to the 12. Run the fucking ball.
I agree. Tampa versus New Orleans.
I took Tampa.
Took New Orleans.
I did it.
Famous Jameis revenge game.
See, that would be nice to see. I like Jameis, but I think Tampa just with Baker is a little bit more complete.
Tampa being 3-1 though.
Yeah, I know, but Winston hasn't really played a whole lot of football, and
he hasn't. But I mean, at least he gets a week to prepare.
You also get Kamara after this week, right? Or is it this?
I think it's this week.
Yeah, he had was it a 3 or 4 game? I don't remember.
I think it was a 3-game suspension.
But you don't know how that's going to work out. You know, how much are they going to utilize? I don't know. I think Tampa's just more consistent on the offense at this point.
Washington versus Philly.
ELGLES Eagles.
So Sam Howell's going to come out and lose to the Eagles. Yeah.
Maybe not throw 3 or 4 picks again, but their defense is a lot of points. It's not as nitty gritty like they kind of have been over the last years on defense.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel Forbes has looked.
He's actually looked good.
He's looked good, but he's had a lot of downs too. I think Philly right now, just even playing at a C+ level, they're still
gonna beat them.
Yeah.
Minnesota versus Carolina. I go Vault because every single time I pick Minnesota Vikings, you know what happens? They lose.
Well, it's a battle of 0-3, so somebody's got to win.
Minnesota's going to beat Carolina.
I have them winning too, especially if Bryce Young plays. He's not good.
Skinny's drinking out of the horn once again. Where's the horn down
here? Disrespect.
The horn is on the ground.
The disrespect I'm doing to your horn.
Let me tell you, if we lose again, trade Kirk Cousins, trade JJ, burn it all down, fire them all. Hired me as a head coach. I can do a better job. I swear to God. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Somebody's gonna win. Somebody's got to come out. Somebody will come out with a win.
Can't we just hire Peyton Manning to be our head coach?
I don't think he wants to be.
He doesn't, but Peyton for me, for the Minnesota Vikings fan.
He's probably making more money on ESPN.
Oh yeah, doing easy stuff with the Manning cast. Yeah,
than what he'd get as a head coach. Pittsburgh at Houston.
Pittsburgh.
I took Houston. Pitt has not looked good. Houston has played every game pretty damn close. Like they have. It's not like they're like the Ravens. The Ravens, they played close until the very
end. They don't
win
2. They don't win 2. They don't go 2-2. No way. I think that Pittsburgh is going to come out there and smack them in the mouth. Their offense sucks. Pittsburgh.
Kenny Pickett has been terrible.
Yeah.
Sadly, even though I had him having his breakout season.
Yeah, he hasn't looked good, but it's week 3, baby. Or it's only 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Kenny Pickett's going to come out, throw all of his touchdowns at Pat Freiermuth because we need it, Kenny. And Najee Harris is going to come out and run the piss out of the ball, have like 250 yards.
But a two-yard attempt.
Yep.
Per carry.
200 or 100 carries in the game because that's how good they are.
100 carries in a game, but only 100 yards.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Vegas at the Chargers.
I took the Raiders.
Really?
I think they're going to upset them, yeah.
Even if Jimmy G doesn't play? He's in concussion protocol.
Oof.
I don't know how long.
If Jimmy G doesn't play, I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that, I think. But if Jimmy G plays, I'm taking my upset.
Oh, but it was on their paper. The Raiders still? You
Yeah.
can't change it. So the Raiders is your official, like...
Raiders.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what? They're going to come out there with... who's their quarterback? Who's their backup
I
quarterback?
have no fucking clue.
It's the ex-Patriot guy. I'm pretty sure. It's an ex-Patriot. It might be Zappy. I don't know who the hell it is, but they're going to come out there. They're going to smack the shit out of the Chargers. You take the Chargers?
Yeah, I took the Chargers.
Boring. You're boring.
They're too good to be 1-3.
New England versus Dallas.
I took Dallas.
Dallas too.
I thought about New England for a hot second,
No
but their
way.
offense has been terrible.
The 1-2 Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers.
The Niners. Their defense is not going to look like the Cowboys' defense did against them, especially in San Fran. Rivalry game.
KC versus the Jets. KC. Travis Kelce scoring a lot of touchdowns. Taylor Swift is happy. Yeah, I get KC killing.
And Zach Wilson ain't it, dude. We'll just go with the next pick and then we'll go back to this. Seattle at New York Giants.
Took the Giants.
I took Seattle.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. The fucking Jets go and sign Trevor Siemian at backup fucking quarterback. What the fuck?
You know what? Jets. Zach Wilson. I wanted him to be good. Hard Knocks. He made me want him to be good. Maybe Zach Wilson just isn't good. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe he just sucks. Maybe what you should do once the Vikings go 0-4, you should trade Kirk Cousins. Give us 2 first-round picks. I'll be generous.
Oh, my goodness.
Kirk Cousins is what? Isn't he the number 1 fantasy quarterback right now?
Give him 5-day-old green bean casserole. And
Yeah, no, don't listen to him. Here's the thing. Kirk Cousins, he's a winner. He's a damn good quarterback. You know what? He's a very good conservative man, has a nice family living in Minnesota. You pay him, he'll get you to playoffs. You're not going to win the Super Bowl, but he'll get you to playoffs. And that's what you need. Robert Saleh, save your job. Next year, Kirk Cousins, he isn't going to be nothing. You just lose your first and second round pick. Go have a good free agency, and then have Rodgers be your starting quarterback next year, and let Kirk Cousins go to the freaking Redskins again, the Commanders.
Oh yeah, dude, did you see that too?
What?
So this Indian tribe, Native American tribe, is suing the Redskin or the Commanders for not being called the Redskins. So I guess like the actual logo was like some like chief, and they were like, "You're honoring our chief." And now that you did this, it's like you're being disrespectful. Like,
no, PC culture has destroyed it because people actually like the Redskins name.
Yeah,
like people.
There was a petition with like 100,000 signatures. Like, bring it back. Like
they should bring it back. Here's the thing: all you have to do if you wanna be with the times, if you wanna be PC like everyone wants you to be, all you got to do is take that name, and then give a bunch of nonprofit money to. To Indian reservations, give them scholarships, give them free tickets, do all that stuff. You'll be fine. Just invest in. Don't be like Dan Schneider, the schemy little bastard he is.
But the whole Trevor Siemian signing does not make any sense to me. What does Trevor Siemian give you that Zach Wilson doesn't?
Nothing.
Exactly. Go get a veteran quarterback that actually could bring something to your team. It doesn't make any sense.
Get someone like a Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
But here's the thing: they're in such a tough predicament. I told Bo this before. Rodgers, before he got hurt, I told him that offensive line is really bad.
Yeah,
it's not kind of bad.
You know who led a team to a playoff contention behind bad lines?
I do. Kirk Cousins.
Well, I guess I'm not going the route of active players, but Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz led the Eagles to a very injured Eagles team to the playoffs. I'm not... Okay, again, there's guys that have better upside than Trevor Siemian that should be signed on that team. I would fucking say Cam Newton's a better signing than fucking Trevor Siemian.
Oh, no.
No? Really? I don't know. I think Trevor Siemian's fucking trash. I think Cam Newton.
Call him Cap. That's where I need to go.
Oh my god! Did you see the letter that was released today? J. Cole released the letter that Colin sent to the Jets.
What did he send? J. Cole?
Yeah, J. Cole released it.
Why did he release it? How did J. Cole have it? What was the letter?
It was the letter that Colin Kaepernick had sent to the Jets saying like, "I'm interested to play for you," and I know basically like. I know you have Zach Wilson, but he ain't it. Come get a former MVP talented quarterback, like just like all that, like
MVP
caliber.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Hasn't played football in 7 years.
Hey, let me tell you, I'd rather have Jordan Teamo over Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick hasn't played for how many years?
7.
the last time we saw Colin Kaepernick play, was he good? Oh no, he was fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't agree with the Trevor Siemian signing. I think there's way better quarterbacks that you could have realistically.
You need someone that can move around, because you need someone that can do it. I would say a Jameis could probably get you there.
At this point, the Saints kind of need Jameis.
But someone of that caliber.
Like, I don't know why they're not trying to trade like a 5th round pick or something, like 5th, 6th, 7th round pick for like a Jacoby. Like, just go get somebody that's been playing football. Or
if you had Brissett there, I don't know if Brissett could make it happen though with a bad offensive line.
I don't know.
You need someone that will do crazy. Kyler Murray to the Jets.
Yeah, like you don't need a fucking 4-year contract though. You just gotta need a one.
You need a 1 year you can get rid of.
Yeah, just again, I don't like the Trevor Siemian fucking signing, but I'm not the Jets organization.
I think right now Kirk makes the most sense
to trade for. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, give us a 1st round pick. Give us Garrett Wilson because fuck it, why not?
That's not gonna happen.
Give us Garrett Wilson and Zach Wilson for Kirk. In a 1st round, we'll call it even. We'll give you a 2nd round pick too. Kirk in a 2nd.
You're fucking idiotic.
Okay, fine. Kirk in a 2nd round pick, or no, 3rd round pick for Breece Hall and 2 firsts.
Shut the fuck up. Just all right.
Final.
Thanks
offer.
for staying before Marcus gets any
final
crazier.
Kirk
gets
for
like 6
every one of their picks. 3 1st round picks.
Thank
3
you
2nd round
for staying
picks.
Tuned if you made it this far, because Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous.
Kirk to the moon. Kirk is the best quarterback in the league right now.
Oh my goodness! Cheers.
Like and subscribe.
God damn.